All right, this is how to get better at fishing. This is how I did it. And then some new pickups today, just to show you guys what I got. So how I got good at fishing is, since my family doesn't fish and I didn't really know anybody that did know how to fish, I would read books all the time on how to fish. This was one of them. This is Basic Fishing, a Beginner's Guide. It's mostly diagrams and stuff, but lures, all sorts of stuff, you know. It's like what to try when fish aren't biting. This was a good starter for me. This is what you read to kind of understand like the mindset of a fisherman and how to actually do it. This is by far the most important fishing book I've ever gotten. I think this is genuinely how I actually got good at fishing. My old dog bit this page out for this part of it. He ate it, so don't have that. This is Freshwater Fishing Tips and Techniques. I've annotated quite a bit of it. Like, it gives you rigs, how to rig these, what knots to do, like where to fish, what lures to use, like just like all the tips. It's honestly the best fishing book I've ever had. Tells you where to fish, like ice fishing. This is more, I would say this is more gear oriented. So this is like, if you don't know what gear to get, what knots to tie, what rigs to tie, what to even use, what baits to use, this is the book. Here are some pickups today. Twin Cities Area Fishing Guide. This is very outdated. I think it's from 1992. So the stocking information on this is very incorrect. It says Christmas Lake in Minnetonka, which is now kind of a fishing lake. Used to have trout in it, so that's pretty crazy. It gives just, here's the overall representation of it. Lake, depth map, information, just like how big the lake is, how accessible it is, stocking data and stuff, survey data, fishing tips, DNR comments. And it does that for every single lake. And this area, this dark area, all the lakes in this are all just the major fishing lakes, accessible lakes. Another pickup today, smallmouth bass. I think this is maybe like 160 pages, 150. Just everything to know about how to fish for smallmouth bass. Same for this with walleye. This is gonna be, I'm a horrible walleye fisherman, so this will do me good. And then I'll show you guys some of the very early stuff I used that's how I got good. All right, so I got some good picks for you guys. This I read when I was in maybe 5th grade, right before the pandemic. And then the pandemic was when I read the most amount of books on fishing. This was one of them, How to Think Like a Fish by Jeremy Wade. This is like his fishing stories told in a kind of, I would say like informative way on like how you can do it too, you know. Great book. I think it's only, I'm at like 200 pages, so it's maybe like a day read. These I religiously looked at everywhere, literally everywhere, before I went to bed. These genuinely don't really do much for you, but I would buy these favorite fishes in Minnesota. I'd open it up and I would just look at each fish and I'd read like channel catfish. It honestly just gives a description of it, but I just stare at it and it just says like preferred bait, L, live, and then you'd see like the L by it. This will inspire you you'll see all the fish and you'll get very excited. But to trim it down, one of these boys. I couldn't find my Minnesota version of this. It's somewhere hidden in the depths of my books, but this is the Wisconsin version, Fish of Wisconsin. What it does is it'll show you the fish. Notes. Usually in the Minnesota one it says fishing tips for it on how to catch these fish. Yeah, that's how I got good. Like for northern pike, it said like leaving dead suckers near the bottom at spring, and that's what I've always done, you know? So this is how you get good at fishing. It's a combination of reading and actually going out and using the tips in the books and refining it to your own abilities or what the fish like in the lake. So it's very subjective, these books. What you do is you take the information and you try to mold it to whatever lake you go to. Obviously, YouTube videos are very helpful as well, but a lot of the times I would just say it's used for, I don't know, like clickbait. Every fishing video I've watched, it's usually the same kind of techniques they provide for every single fish. These you get a full in-depth, like these are, you can just pirate these, honestly, but I don't recommend it. I'd say buy the book, but these reading books, journals, articles, anything. That's what I would say is the key to getting better at fishing.